Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to a long-awaited episode of Friends with Death Benefits. We took a little bit of a break, but we're back.
We are. It's post 4th of July. We've had a few weeks off. We're back in the studio with the guest. My little sister's here tonight. We're going to talk to her about what it's like being fresh out of high school and what it's been like going through different grief she's been through and just what life's like for someone like her.
Let freedom ring.
Yay.
Hey, we're back. It's been a minute.
Several minutes.
How long has it been? 3 weeks?
2 to
4?
3. Yeah, 3 was before the 4th of July.
What day is it?
What is it still 2021?
Right, and why are we keeping track of time?
I don't know.
I've fallen into
Time isn't real.
into the matrix, dude. I'm in here. How you doing?
Yeah, me too.
I
I go back and forth. It's like swimming in the ocean, you know what I mean? Like when you think you're like a wave's not going to be that big and then it just smashes up into your mouth. Like
I've never been bitch slapped by a wave before ever.
Yeah,
no.
Well, they've been bitch slapped by sadness though, haven't
Oh
you?
yeah.
Similar.
That's what it feels like.
It's like same amount of salt content. It stings your nose.
Oh yeah. For sure. Makes your eyes all swollen. It's totally the same thing.
Dude, YouTube's starting to like catch on to my shit. Like, you know how YouTube will... Do you use YouTube on your TV at all?
Sometimes.
When you start to watch a bunch of stuff, like it'll start to recommend videos to you, and that's how rabbit holes happen.
Yeah.
And it started like recommending like philosophy stuff to me, and like I don't really fucked with philosophy much, but I like started watching these videos of this dude from the 1800s that like apparently like constructed this whole like thought process that like Freud and like Einstein and all these people like really thought highly of this guy. But basically the premise was that happiness isn't real and that it's something that we shouldn't chase because it'll just disappoint us, and that life in existence is pain, and that our only hope is to just minimize the pain as much as possible and to be happy with minimizing pain, and then we'll never be disappointed and we'll get through life. And I was just like, fucking dude's onto some shit here.
Oh my God. I thought I was spiraling out of control, but you saying that out loud, you win. Gold star.
So I started watching that, right? And then like now like YouTube, like today it said like 8 ways to know if you're mentally breaking down.
Oh my God.
I clicked
There's
on that
an
shit.
algorithm to
I'm not
your
clicking
sadness,
on it.
dude.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Gosh.
I'm doing like, fuck you, YouTube.
Okay, so we took 3 weeks off and now you know what we've been doing.
It hasn't been good.
It's not been good.
Everybody's doing their best here.
Oh, man. Oh, but really, guys, it's not been good. No. But really, how have you? Is it as bad as it looks?
It's as bad on first take there as I mean, like I said, it's hit and miss. It is. It's it's back and forth.
Yeah.
Like some days I know you've had the same type of situation where like
Oh, man.
you think you're doing good. And like I was actually listening back to the last episode we did like 3 weeks ago. And this probably seems like 100 years ago and 100 moons ago to you, but you were talking about how at peace you were and how great things were going and how you felt like you were really in the pocket. You know?
Oh, yeah.
You fucking fell out the pocket, I think.
I was in there, though.
Yeah.
That's what counts.
Yeah.
I was
So
in
a
there.
hole
I'll
fell
get
through
back
and
in there.
someone needs to sew up that pocket.
Yeah, for real. It's got a false spot. And I am, once again, circling the drain. Yeah. Oh, it has been some... It's been some... weird new uncharted territory again, where it's just like, man, for real. I pulled some crazy shit. But I got it on my Nest camera because I've been having some anxiety about going in public, right? And it takes a lot for me to get the, cojones to get up and go and do anything, even if it's just with one person. It takes everything. Anyway, a monkey wrench got thrown into this thing that I had been working myself up for on Saturday night. And because of that added anxiety to it, I sort of like got the brain fog all of a sudden again. And I was supposed to go to this memorial race for my boss who passed away 2 years ago. And I had the tickets in my hand the whole time while I'm having this sort of meltdown in my driveway, captured by my Nest camera once again. And I will show you because it's hilarious to watch it back now. But anyway, I'm having anxiety, whatever. I get myself where I can get in the Jeep, get ready to go. I start the Jeep. I look down. The tickets aren't in my hand. No idea where I put the tickets. No clue. Like, they were just here. I freak out in my driveway, searching through everything, tearing everything apart. And then the anxiety just came full on, just hit me like a freaking freight train. And I start like hyperventilating. My upper lip gets all sweaty. My carotid artery is thumping like a maniac over here. And I'm just like, oh my God. I have to sit down on the steps. And like, I just start sobbing, like, and I'm cursing, you could see, at the freaking sky, like, what the beep, 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 just like totally freaking out. Anyway, needless to say, in the middle of this foggy moment when I was freaking out, I took the tickets and threw them in the back of my Jeep. Not in the back seat, in the back.
I just didn't remember.
Why would I do that? That's crazy. That I am losing it.
I'll get these later.
I'm losing it. And then not to realize it. And it happened seconds before.
Right.
That's Justin.
Yeah.
I'm getting scared.
Pump the brakes time.
I'm getting scared.
Yeah.
My brain is starting to malfunction now.
Ugh.
So what do you got?
No. Whale.
No. What's going on with you? So that's I said, man, I'm an emotional time
but here
bomb
we
right
are.
now. I have no idea, but we're here.
We're here. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
it's been. It's been an interesting couple weeks for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the 4th of July happened while we were on break from the show, and that was always like a big social holiday.
Yep.
You know, that is different now. I was telling you, I think like it's the second one technically, but like it was right like less than a month. You know, literally a month. She died on June 4th, so the 4th of July was like literally a month later. And those first couple months, like I don't even know if I remember.
Ignorance is bliss, kind of.
Like I was talking to my wife and earlier and about going back and listening to like the early ones, and I'm almost scared to listen to like the early episodes to hear like what a wreck I really was. You know what I mean? Like, but maybe that would be good to see. Maybe to notice the progression perhaps, but so that was interesting, and it's just like you have just weird moments, like I have, like yesterday was just like some days you just miss them, like way more than other days, like maybe some days you're not as distracted or something makes you think of them, and it's just like we had talked about, me and you, I'd kind of already told you this, but me and Liz have been trying to like ride our bikes a lot more, and like especially with the warm weather, and we for some reason have tricked ourselves into thinking that after we ride bikes we should probably get Bertzels because you lost the calories, you should probably gain them back, you know what I mean, like so I we went there because they're open again in this Mason City. So for those listeners far away, there's a local like cute little ice cream shop that's like an institution in our town, and unfortunately, the owner passed away last year, and it was iffy if they were going to open back up, and some new people bought it, and they just opened back up, so everybody in town's super excited about it, and they've seemed like they've been packed like every day, but we were sitting outside, and I do this weird thing where like if I see strangers walking down the street, or like, like for long enough, I'll just like make up lives for them. Like I'll just like, there's Steve, he's on his way down to, just whatever comes to mind. And this little old man pulled up right in front of us, and he had like a suit on, and he was just like, bunched over, like could have been in his 90s for all I know. And he got out and went and leaned up against the trunk of his car and kind of was just looking around. And I'm like, Lisa, check this guy out. I was like, he's probably got like really bad Alzheimer's, and he thinks he's meeting his wife here, to get ice cream. And she's been dead for 20 years, and he doesn't realize that. And every night, like, he just sits here till close, and he goes home bummed out. And no one has the heart to tell him because, like, they want his money, obviously. And, like, it got dark, like, I get. And then, like, all of a sudden, this young, teenage girl comes running up, Grandpa, and he's like, oh, hi. And he puts his arm out, and she takes his arm, and they go in. And I'm like, wow. I was way off the mark on that one. It's like, he's totally lucid, and he has someone that cares about him, meeting him for ice cream. And then I thought, like, fuck, I'm the guy waiting for someone that's not showing up. You know what I mean? And then I just started crying into my waffle cone, and got back on the bike because that was bad publicity for Bertzel's ice cream. They're like, why is he crying? Is the ice cream that bad?
That bald bearded crying guy is back again.
Yeah, and you just like dairy and just the snot, and it's.
But they have that special stump there right in front. It's like that's the crying stone. Didn't
Yeah,
anybody know
that's
that?
where I was. I
You
was on the
sit there.
crying stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I was.
We just made that up right now.
Yep.
So if you sit on that stone and you're not crying, you better think twice. It's like using the handicap
It's not for
stall.
you.
It's not for you.
Yeah, no. Stand
right.
up. Stand up with the rest of the happies. That's what we're gonna start like. We're gonna start like we're moodists. We're like when me and you see people, look at this bunch of happies right here. Look at them all well adjusted.
Look at their joy.
I bet they're not even upset about anything. I bet they can look at something beautiful without thinking about how they're missing out.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh man, we could have a whole episode on this. I love that.
Dude.
That's great. Oh
I don't know.
well, you're right. It's gross right now. It's gross. Ice cream or nay, okay?
It
Ice
didn't
cream or
help,
sans
yeah.
ice cream.
Turns
This
out.
shit is sad still.
Yeah. There aren't enough sprinkles in the world.
No. But we're here. Like you said, we're here. And, in between these sad sessions, we live a little bit of life.
We try.
Yeah. 4th of July, spending some time with some family, which is...
You did some traveling.
I did a little traveling.
Which, speaking of your nest, so quick question, as long as we're on air.
Yes, you can see it.
Oh no, all of it,
All of it.
the whole, really,
The whole
even the second time.
That's going too far.
There wasn't a second time.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
The picture frame that sits like in the corner, like the like one that switches with the video on it. That's not the nest.
That's not the nest.
It has nothing to do with the nest.
Nothing to
The
do
nest
with
is
the-
just the camera outside.
Right.
Okay, so when I came in every time to let your dogs out and waved at that thing,
You
that was
waved
nothing,
at,
right?
You waved at him.
6 times.
That.
I'm like, because Lisa told me that might have something to do with it. I'm just like, hey,
Oh my
we're here
God.
for the pups.
That's a great idea. Now I'm gonna plan a camera because I'll know we'll search for anywhere.
Good thing I got all that stuff done the first time then, I guess.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
But yeah, glad I got that out of the way. I won't be waving at that again if I'm ever
Don't stop.
charged
please.
with the
Please.
safety of your...
If you come over from now on, I'm gonna make sure you have to
Just wave at it. I said the pictures seemed alive. They kept changing. I thought you were in there. I thought someone trapped you in there. I didn't...
I love this. I
Oh
love
my
this.
God.
So, what do you want to talk about now?
Oh man, I don't know. Just want to be done. We call it a night.
Yeah. See you guys.
Yeah.
No, that's really all the emotion.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. So, for the long-time listeners of the show, which our guest tonight isn't, turns out.
Oh, what?
She doesn't subscribe to most of the shit
should
I
leave.
do.
You should probably leave.
But I've spoke often
Super fans
about
only.
Oh, yeah, right, about my sister-in-law, who I consider my sister, and how fond of her I am because me and my real sister do not see eye to eye on a lot of things. She's just into a lot of more recreational stuff that I'm not. You know what I mean? Like amphetamines and things like that.
Right. Yes.
You know,
Extracurriculars.
that's her journey. But
no judgment. No judgment.
Taylor's the sister that I guess I didn't get to pick. She kind of came with my wife, but it worked out. It was a good perk. But she's here tonight.
Taylor is here.
Taylor Teat
Yep.
Taylor Teat.
with a silent D.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Nicole Teat, TNT.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
It's the shit.
They all have the same middle name.
Oh, really? What's your middle names?
Nicole.
Nicole.
And so's Alyssa's.
Some of them are spelled differently.
And so's their cousins.
That is confusing as shit.
Want to know what they don't have in the family, though?
What?
A Nicole.
Yeah, nobody's Nicole. No first name Nicole.
I've been in it for 10 years. I still have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Just a lot.
So do I.
And I haven't got a lot of answers.
She does look like Alyssa, though.
Yeah, she gets called Little Alyssa a lot.
All the
Yeah.
time.
And when you're around the two of them together, it's
You
very...
guys have the same mouth. Yeah. How old are you?
18.
18. Newly 18?
No. I was turned
Almost
18
19.
last September.
Almost
Yeah,
18.
so birthday
Perfect.
soon.
So what's a girl like you up to these days? Are you living at home? You working? You go to school? What's your
Yes, I'm living at home, trying to move out. I did just get a new job today.
deal? What?
Yeah, I start on Monday.
Congrats.
Yay.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've been looking for a 40-hour job so I can get that money.
Ooh.
So I can get
Ooh.
out of there.
Out of home.
Out of home.
Okay.
Yeah. It's time to be
Oh,
by
that is
myself.
so grown up of you. And also you're just like, I am over this. I need my goddamn space.
Yeah. I hibernate in my room a lot. So
Yeah. So does Claire. My daughter's 14. Does that mean she's ready to move out? I mean, I think she would.
Get her a spot. Maybe try the garage at first. And see.
Yeah, I like that. And then move to a tent and then eventually put her in the street. And
She's
she'll
a tall
figure it
girl,
out.
though, and I'm sure she's perfectly aware that the door in your garage to the backyard is a little bit lower.
a little smaller. Yep.
Cranked my head on that, baby.
Yeah. Our house was built for short people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hobbits is.
Yeah, tinies. So you are Alyssa's sister, younger sister.
mm-hmm.
Awesome. It's great to meet her. You always talk about her. So
Yeah, she's a good kid.
Super excited to have her.
Amazing.
She's a big fan of herself.
You guys get along famously.
Yeah, that's what her sister says.
Justin is also a fan of himself.
I'm
Someone's
aware.
got to be.
That's fair.
They've said nice stuff about me on TikTok one time.
One time I did.
Didn't tell me I had to find it.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to give it to you for free. So you have some kind of interesting perspectives on grief because you have been through an interesting journey with a grandparent
Yep.
who has passed from dementia, right?
Oh, no, she's still here.
Oh, she is still here.
She is still here.
Oh, okay. Wow. So,
Yeah.
So we've talked just briefly. We've touched on a subject called ambiguous grief, and we're going to talk more about that. So grief is ambiguous grief is sort of grieving the loss of someone that's still with us.
Yep.
And so, what a cool first act for this to be from somebody that's youthful and really kind of in the thick of this right now.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm a certified nursing assistant, and I've worked with a lot of dementia patients, residents, and a lot of locked units. So I already have like firsthand, but when it's like somebody I already know that, like, you know, I would go to her house more when I was young.
so this is your grandmother you're talking
Yep,
about?
my
Okay.
grandma. So it would be my dad's mom.
Okay.
I would always go and hang out with her. They used to live in Waverly, so I would go there a lot. When I became a teenager, you know, family's like, ugh, you know. So I didn't see her as much. Well, my grandpa had passed away very suddenly. We always thought that grandma was going to go first because, like, my grandpa was very healthy, I should say. I mean, his body was kind of taking him, but his mind was still there. And so when we found out he passed away, we went up to see my grandma, and we realized the dementia was a lot worse than we thought it was. When I went there, actually on the way up, I'm like, oh my gosh, she probably doesn't remember me. I hope she doesn't think I'm my dad's girlfriend. That was like the biggest fear. And then we get up there, and lo and behold, she thinks I'm my dad's girlfriend. And she remembers little me because that's when I was always there. So, like, she has pictures from when I used to dance all over the place. And I'm like, that's me, you know? And she, like, tried to put two and two together. You can kind of tell, like,
So her brain is stuck back there.
Yeah.
So she doesn't recognize you as
an adult.
Taylor.
Yep. And actually, so, like, you lose that person. You can lose them multiple times, honestly, because, like, you lose them when they forget you, and then they always have a spark where it's like, oh, I know who you are. Oh, I remember us doing this. I remember us doing that. And you're like, oh my gosh, their memory's coming back. Well, when I went to school, I learned that that's not the case. That's actually like a sign that it's about to go downhill fast.
Right.
She has not gotten to that point, thankfully. So, like, we still got time. I know that with those grandparents, since they did live far away, it's like, and I was about to talk to Wally, is my grandpa that passed away, her husband. I was like gonna call him a few days before he did pass away, and I learned that you need to see those people that you care about, because you have them and then you lose them. Yeah, so that's why like I'm seeing this some more. I mean, she's not gonna die, obviously. That's why I like try to see you guys as much as possible.
We have been hanging out a lot.
And I go see my grandma Sharon a lot, even though she kind of knows who I am. At the time, there was a lot happening with Wally passing away, so like she was trying to remember that. And like my other grandma, so my mom's mom, we're a little worried about her, but she's gonna live a while. Mm-hmm. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's unpack what your relationship with your grandmother looks like right now. So you said that you take care of her, right? Is this you don't care for her like as her caretaker?
No.
Okay.
When Wally did pass away, my dad and my uncle, I don't really have a very good relationship with my dad's side of the family. That's more of something that my dad, he likes to cut people off a lot. So like, that kind of hurt me. I tried, like I forgot I had an uncle on that side, to be honest. And they were talking to me because I'm a CNA. So like, I know more about what happens after death, what happens, I don't know what happens after death, but like, I know what happens while we're still here after death. Like all the paperwork and, somebody, the word I'm thinking of, the person that deals with finances.
Power of attorney.
Power of attorney. Okay, so technically my dad and my uncle would be, so Doug, the oldest, would be the power of attorney. Well, they were thinking about having me be power of attorney because I know a lot more and taking care of her and like paying me to do that. But then when we did go up there and see her, that's when we realized that like I can go there during the day, but she needs 24/7 care.
Do you want that responsibility anyways as an 18-year-old? So, I mean, because just the only reason I ask that is because when I was your age, I became a nurse's aide actually when I was 16. And that's what I did for like 8 years while my son was little. Because it pays good.
Yep.
It's hard work, but it pays really good. And you deal with a lot of death and sickness and that kind of thing. But it seems kind of honorable to be like that caretaker where you can like give these people their last dignity, and especially if you're fortunate enough to be present during their passing, it's special, kind of, right? Do you want that responsibility in that way with your own grandparent?
See,
how does that feel?
That's what my mom was telling me about. She said, you're young. I think I was 16 or 17. I think I was 16, about to turn 17 at the time. And she's like, you're only 17 years old. Like that's too much weight on you to like have to deal with all of that. Like you're not mentally mature enough to handle grandma leaving just after grandpa did, and trying to understand everything too. So yeah, it was almost like a blessing in disguise that she didn't remember older me, because then we knew that like I can't weigh that burden either, because I do see working as a CNA that family isn't there as much as they should be, and you are that last person that they're gonna see. And sometimes it's heartbreaking, because with COVID, like not being able to see your grandparents is hard, especially if you have a good relationship with them. But I see what isolation can do to residents, and you being that person is a huge honor. But like when it's somebody you actually know, it's a lot harder on you than it would be that resident. So
that's like where they have, there's people who do take care of their disabled family member, whether it's a disabled child and they have what's called respite care. So it's like people who like CNAs would come in and give them a break or whatever. I mean, can you imagine at your age taking that on full time, like for your loved one, and like that you would need somebody to come in and give you a break? That's different than like when you go into a facility and you're working, your 2 to 10 shift or whatever, when it's, because it's also a lot more emotionally invested. And it's that, I think, do you think it's the physical or the emotional toll that is the hardest?
It's more the emotional. I think since then I've more mentally matured, that I know like I wouldn't have been able to handle taking care of grandma, because my grandpa had passed away. It'll be 10 years in August, and I didn't know what was happening. I was only 8. I knew grandpa was getting sick, but that's about it. But like my mom watched like her dad kind of wither away to cancer. And I mean, she's thankful that she was the one that got to have those last few moments, but like it's hard. And so on an 18-year-old who like doesn't even know who they are,
16, 17.
16, 17, yeah, at the time, who doesn't know anything.
Not to mention you'd be like there pretty regularly.
Yep.
And you'd be like,
have not much of a life.
I feel like it would be so much more of an intense way of, as she, you know, like her mind goes and she starts to forget you. It's one thing where it's like you're there and then you come back and see her months later and it's like, oh, grandma's a lot worse. But like day to day where it's like you said,
you slowly
have those moments where there's like, oh, and then it's back down and it's up and it's down.
So you're very aware the result that all of that would have on you emotionally.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up question.
Okay.
Do you ever feel guilt about it?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
ever feel guilt that you're not the one, that you have to put yourself first?
I think part of the reason why I wanted to take on the responsibility is because I felt guilty for not seeing grandma and grandpa for a long time.
Okay. You want to make up for it.
Yeah, and I thought, taking care of grandma, this is going to make up for all the time that I haven't seen her. Well, that I can't do that. Like, I have to come to terms with the fact that, like, I didn't do those things. I didn't call Wally when like I bought them a Mother's Day card and a Father's Day card, and like I just never got around to sending them. And so it's like I have a lot of regrets with having to take care of her. A lot of the times I try not to dwell on it because I know that like he didn't think about it like that way. He didn't think about it like, oh my gosh, I like never see my granddaughter, because I was there a lot and he knows who I was and he still loved me. It didn't matter that because he knew when he was younger, he grew up and like it's not so much family, it's friends. Yeah. And then you mentally mature and then you like want more family contact.
And do you think that your grandma would want you to be doing that?
No. I know she wouldn't. I am actually grateful because my grandma's a very silly lady. Okay. She always talks about like, oh, they tell me I'm forgetful, and she laughs like, oh, did I say that twice? Which is really great because I've seen women who cry a lot because they feel like they're a burden. Yes. And if my grandma changed and became that type of person while I was taking care of her, I knew it would destroy me mentally. Yeah. So I think me just going and seeing her and like doing my best to have her remember who I am and just talk to her, even if she does repeat things, I just answer the same way.
How often do you guys get to hang out?
I haven't seen her. I actually haven't seen her in a while. I should go and see her. I always talk about, I need to go and see him, and then Wally passed away. I think it's July. I think I saw her in March.
Okay. So it's been a few months.
Yep. Because COVID, they're really iffy on like, you have to make appointments.
Is she in a long-term nursing? Okay. Yep, she has 24-hour care.
Yep.
Okay.
And I trust those CNAs. A lot of CNAs don't get like the recognition they deserve. Through this COVID in a nursing home, it spreads like wildfire. And so it's like, oh, thank your doctors and your nurses and like your CNAs like do so much. And we're taking care of a gross, like the huge elderly population. Yeah. And I don't know, I'm kind of got biased because I am a CNA, but like we don't get the recognition we should.
Oh, I agree. And you're underpaid. You're overworked. And you're understaffed.
Yep. All the things, above.
All
everything.
the things.
It's made Jake age like
Shit
a president.
has not changed.
Yeah.
Shit has not changed.
No, it hasn't.
So yeah, if you are listening to this show and you are in that administrative position, you need to
take a break.
you need to give your employees a raise, sir.
Yes,
ma'am.
Something.
Step it up.
I'm gonna have a gray hair at 18.
It's a good job, but
it is.
Pay her pay this girl what she's worth. Pay her what she's worth. She's a gem, and they're hard to come by. Good, honest, thoughtful, careful people, and that CNA game is tough because they burn out quickly. And then they end up getting hardened and then
shit. It's just a job to them.
Yeah.
I've been, because I work for an agency, so I travel to different nursing homes. And I do see it's just a job to them. And I know that they've been doing this a long time because you get hardened by a lot of people leaving you, a lot of people that you cared about, you know, like that you feel like are your grandparents you get close to, and then they leave you, and then that happens so many times, and then it just kind of, you know, and then you like have people who have behaviors, you know, people who are a lot harder, and then it's just a job, and then they don't care and they just leave and they make somebody else do it, and that drives me absolutely insane.
That it's just a job.
Yes.
What is it to you?
Oh, it's so much more than that.
Tell me that.
I do have. Oh, there is some. It is work, so there are days where it's like, oh my gosh, like I want to go home. It's long. The shift was long. Like
very physical.
Yeah,
very physical job.
Like
because you're still a kid. I mean, I know you feel like you're 100 years old and know everything, but
yeah, I feel like I have a sore back from trying to like lift Betty or somebody out of a chair. It makes you feel a lot older than you are even at 18. Yeah. There are hard days, but like at the end of it, I do love working with the elderly population. I do love being a CNA. It's so stressful, especially when you don't have help. Yeah. And you're trying so hard to make sure that this person is safe and well taken care of. But
how do you fulfill their emotional needs? That was always the hardest part for me, because it's like you want to spend that time with them. You want to spend that, even if it's just 15 minutes where you know they just want to cry or want somebody to hold their hand or brush their hair or whatever. And it's she is a real one. Okay, this is the real deal right here.
He told you.
I'm a good judge of character.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just, but it's hard. It's hard to give yourself in that way, and so.
And at a young age, and that's why she reminds me of her sister so much, because like Liz is the same way. It's always everybody else first, and like I'll be honest, I haven't always been that guy. I'm still probably not that guy, but it's good that there are people like that. You know what I mean? And
and if you watch their example, it's really easy to pick up on. You know, but
Alyssa had a big hand in raising you.
Yeah.
You know, I know she spent a lot of her teenage years chasing your ass around all over Minneapolis.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course.
But
chasing your ass around. That's what you do, man. That's your job as the oldest sibling. You better be chasing all the ass around. And when you grow up, you'll chase the other asses. Yeah. So, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so let's switch gears a little bit, and then let's talk about your big sister for a second.
Okay.
So... we had Alyssa on the show. She's amazing. She's one of my personal favorite ladies. So she's been through some loss. So you guys share a mother.
Yep.
And have separate fathers.
Yes.
So how old were you were you alive when her brother was killed?
Yes, I was. Okay. I've heard of him, but I didn't know him at all, I think, because when I did go over to... like when she was living with her dad, I think I might have met him a couple times. I was really young, so like I didn't really meet him.
So have you, more specifically, kind of what I was getting to was like, have you watched your sister grieve over the loss of her brother?
I didn't.
Did you guys ever talk about it? Is
no.
That something you? Okay.
No,
She's a vault, that one.
Yeah.
She's protective of certain things, and no more than this one here.
Yeah, for sure.
Like probably even more than of me, probably. And like I don't think in her eyes she sees her stuff as like she doesn't want to put that on you, and she doesn't want to burden you with that.
Oh, I can 100% see that.
I can 100% tell you that's why you guys probably haven't had a lot of conversation, because she wants to be.
But you had
the tough cookie for you.
So okay, so since you didn't experience it with that, what about the loss of Deneen? What was that like to watch your sister go through that? And then I want to ask you what it's like to put up with this one when he's going through this.
But
I want to know about like what's it like to see your big sister kind of fall apart a little bit and like need to take that time for herself.
So I don't think I've ever really seen like Lissa cry, or if she did, maybe like it would be more like happy tears, or like I've never seen her like break down or anything. which is part of her, wall.
personality.
It's
Yeah.
her big big sister. She took care of me when I was younger, so I understand that, and I see it all the time. I do remember going to the funeral, and I mean, Deneen, like, I knew who she was, and I had talked to her, and I had hung out with her, and I knew she was really cool. I didn't have like that close a relationship like Lissa did, of course. But more for me, when I don't have that close a relationship with somebody who has passed away, it's more about how I feel for the people I know who are grieving.
Oh, for
so
sure.
like it was more so like when you gave your speech at the funeral and you talked about Lissa, that's when I broke down. That's when I started crying. It's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to go and talk about my sister now? Because like how she like helped him through it, and obviously she is always about like, oh, if you need to talk, like
she's a selfless person.
Always talking about that. And I think that is what like hit me most about it. And like obviously empathy crazy for Justin, of course, but like I'd never seen Lissa like that. So
yeah, it's like secondary grief. Like you're
like watching it. It was more like empathy for both of them.
Yeah.
I was really sad that she had passed away. Like I was grieving Deneen. But it was more for Justin and Lissa.
Yeah.
That who I was grieving for. Yeah.
So do you feel a sense of closeness when you can do that, when you can bond over that kind of thing, like, or like, does it humanize her more?
Yeah.
Because she's kind of always been this rock kind of figure in your life. So
that's actually happened a lot lately. I'm really glad that like me and my sister have gotten so close over the past like month or year. Like we never were really super close. And growing up, a lot of the times like people will tell you stuff about your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother, like things they used to do. And like when you grow up, you see all that. Like it's not mommy and daddy anymore. Like you see their flaws, you know who they are as people now, not so much parents. And I see that more with Lissa, being able to talk to her, because like I've struggled with depression and anxiety, especially like 14 to 16, and she always said like, hey, you can talk to me, but I never really felt like I could because I was trying to shadow myself too.
Yeah.
Because trying to build my wall, like, oh, you see me as Happy Taylor, because she raised me when I was young and happy.
Yeah.
And so being able to talk to her more and let her know like what I've been through and what she's been through made us 10 times more closer. And I really love that I can go over to their house all the time. Sorry if I go too much.
No,
she's not sorry, man.
Yeah,
you can tell by that grin on her face. She's like, I love this. I love that I can come over.
If I'm bored, I just got someone to go talk to and make fun of WrestleMania.
You don't watch WrestleMania?
She watches it, and she gives me just crazy shit.
It's so much fun to make fun of.
I totally agree with you. We could totally tag team, man. I mean, I'm into it. Sometimes I pretend that I'm really into WrestleMania for Justin, but like I'm not. No, no.
Okay.
I grew up on that. There's probably a lot of nostalgia there. Just watching you get all jazzed up about it. So, all right, I'm in. Okay, I'm in.
Reminds me of a simpler time,
I am in. Wow.
And my mom would buy pay-per-views for me because she was alive.
Yeah. You're gonna have to buy your own now.
Had to make one dark joke.
That's super sad. God dang it.
Now you just have every streaming service in the
now
world.
it's on demand.
She has Peacock. Do you know what that is?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a streaming. What?
yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
You're 18. You gotta get hip with the time. Yeah.
Oh, I just binged
Even
Netflix
Joe's out
too.
there throwing his arms like, what the hell, this kid?
That must be some like older
You know what
generation
she said to me
stuff.
right before?
What?
Tiff, you know what she said to me right before we came? She says, well, I don't have a sheet on my bed. Well, who has a sheet on their bed? What kind of psychopath still has a sheet on their bed? And I go, us? And she's like, well, I don't mean like the sheet, like the fitted sheet. I mean like the flat sheet. I go,
Yeah,
of course I do.
I do
She's like,
too.
what's wrong with you guys? I'm like, who are you?
I know. Claire doesn't sleep with a sheet either.
Must
And
be
then
an
she told
older
me that
person
she
thing.
yawns with her eyes open.
Listen, I am convinced. I am tired of this ageism.
I know.
She has been coming
I know.
hard since she stepped
She's
into the
rolled in
studio.
here.
Like, who does
It's
she
so
think
much
she's?
fun because I get.
You are
I get it too.
outnumbered, little one.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I know.
all of our ages combined, we're over 100 and something.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll let you hang out, I guess, for a little bit.
Tell
but
me it
like,
wasn't fun making fun of your parents. Like, oh my God, Mom, like you don't know what a floppy disk is?
you know, I left home at 15,
am I,
so
like,
I
in the
never got
wrong?
the chance. I left home. I never got the chance to do what you're doing, and I'm just secretly salty about that. Okay,
But
And
good
I
for
have
you,
to-
I guess.
I guess good for you.
Whatever.
I get it from like 14-year-olds. I get it all the time from 14-year-olds. And TikTok, I always feel like I'm 30 from
No, you're
those
not.
childs. yeah, you're right.
But I will say you're pretty put together for an 18-year-old. You remind me a lot of myself at that age, just ambitious and
I get that
assertive.
a lot,
And
actually.
do you ever get called strong? You're such a strong girl. You seem so tough.
Maybe not strong. It's more like you're mature for your age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that mean? Maybe
Yeah.
you're just immature for your age, sir.
I got that at 14. I got that at 16, and I got it yesterday from one of my residents.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sweet though.
Yeah.
That's sweet. You are. I mean, but life will do that to you. Life hardens you up a little bit. I'm sorry, Taylor. I'm sorry. Life's been bad to you. No. I'm
10
just-
years with me and her
10
family.
years. I mean, so yeah, what's that? Let's talk about that for a minute. Just girl talk.
Okay.
Stay out of this.
Whatever.
What's it like? He is riding one high right now. He loves this right now. Oh, they're gonna talk about me. They're gonna talk about me. Look at him.
Whatever.
What's it like to have this guy as your brother-in-law?
It's fun because we can make fun of each other. And I don't see my other brother very much. So we do. And I don't have a 10-year tag game going with Zach. So that's awesome.
Oh wow.
And I will win because he will die before me. So I'll just tap him in the
We do
casket.
we have a never-ending tag game that's been going since she was 9. And
That's incredible.
You'd think one of us would mature up enough to end it, but
Never.
Goals? No way.
I'll be 60 something. I ain't maturing at all. No.
I better be. Even if I were paralyzed from the neck down,
I'm gonna
I will
tap
figure it out,
yes.
man. I'll have a little wooden spoon. I'll just wheel it. You know,
I'll put it in my will that
I
my
have to be
grandkids are gonna.
I gotta be super strategic though, because she's always been faster than me. So I have to like make sure there's like a door I can lock and get behind quick before she can.
Or
Okay,
then,
are
yeah.
there like there should be some probably written rules somewhere.
There
that,
should
like,
be, but
There
it's,
isn't.
Yeah,
it's
listen-
very Mad Max. It's,
Oh, it's so,
Sometimes we truce and we just high five because then we tagged each other. So that's
so how
that's
do you know
the
who's
closest.
not it then?
You just both of us.
We will live to tag another day.
I don't know. I'd like to rewrite some of these rules.
Yeah, it's probably time to revisit it.
Revisit.
probably,
Yeah, come on. You
as
guys are getting
adults,
older
but-
now.
Do I have to give you,
That's
like, a-
child's play, okay?
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
child's play. Taylor's 18. Okay?
I can give you a
It's time
10
to-
second head start.
It's
if you
time to
want me
roll with the big dudes, okay? No more of this. We're equally both it. One of you's it and one of you's not.
And then when that movie Tag came out, I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god, Taylor, we've been playing Tag for like 8 years. I was like, we have to watch this movie together and bond together. And her 16-year-old self was like, I watched it with my friends already. And I'm just like, whatever.
Did that hurt your feelings? Did that
Alright, get back to talking about me.
Whatever.
I'll be over here.
Get back to talking about all the good things about me, but not what a sad sack of shit I am.
digress. You were saying.
So that means you were 8 when they met.
Yep.
Cool.
I had braces. I was awkward as hell. I'm still kind of awkward, but like weird times.
Yeah. You go through some weird times in the maturing process.
Yeah.
And I mean, just based on what's across from me, you didn't have very good role models for body awareness. I don't know.
I thought you were going to take a crack at my maturity, but we're just going to go for
I didn't want
attributes.
to. Body
to at least
maturity.
once.
Like, how about we morph them together?
Yeah, that's a lot of that going on.
Justin, he wears Velcro shoes.
I do not.
Sweatpants. An oversized t-shirt.
Spread lies
this
about
is the
me.
same outfit you've been wearing in 3rd grade.
No, I had so many jeans.
What?
I had so many jeans when I was young.
No way.
I had all the jeans.
Why? Do you regret that though? Do you look back? You're like, I wasted my time. With
But I
this
could have done
denim."
this. I could have done this.
I've only seen him in a suit twice. I've never seen him in anything
I feel
else.
like if I was gonna have jeans, it'd probably be a jacket. You know?
Jean jacket, sweatpants. Damn.
Yeah, that's it.
That's got to be
Everything
some kind
but
of trailer park
jeans.
tuxedo.
Jake says I should get on our Facebook and like pull a fast one and be like, "Hey, everybody, come out to the show tonight. Justin's switching up his new look on stage. He's gonna start wearing jeans from now on.
Oh, you'll be sold
and
out.
then
in
just
a
have like a
heartbeat.
denim shirt, like sweatpants, and a button-up denim shirt.
The jean jacket's genius. Can you imagine just going out there with your big colorful T-shirt on?
It's like looking in the mirror and going, "How does this get lazier?" I know, denim
chilly.
jacket.
It's chilly outside.
Yeah.
It's dressed up. That is dressed up. I love that. I do not wear Velcro shoes. You don't.
My shoes get tied by my wife, just like everybody else who's too fat to bend over.
Are they
without
New
passing out.
Balances?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
Dads
but
wear New
Here's the
Balances.
thing, though. Like, I
do.
refuse to catch shit for my New Balances because they're $180. They're like special, like with like built-in orthotics because I'm flat-footed and like I have to have special shoes like an old man. So like, they're New Balances, but they cost as much as Jordans. You know what I mean? So it's like,
And they nearly look as cool.
yeah. Well,
Nearly.
they're you see a dad if they're wearing white New Balances with the blue N on the side of it.
Oof. That dude's getting ready to do some lawn care.
you know this.
He's
And
about
take
to
his Yorkie for a walk. Listen, but it's like not a problem because if you wear New Balances out there, we still love you and we appreciate you listening to the show.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't care what's on your feet.
There's
we
a lot
care
of
what's in
Justin
your heart.
sympathizers, I think, that listen to this show that think that, you know, you should just be more honest with yourself about how awesome I am.
I mean, I refuse to do any of that on air. It's not my job. Okay, I don't get paid enough for this gig.
So obviously, like you said, we've been goofing off for a decade together. And, you
Yeah.
know, it's been a good time, and I like that I'm that for you. I like that. I feel like you have a lot of pressure on you. That when we talk and you tell me about the things that bother you, you know, about like the pressures that you feel about where you're going with life and what you need to do and how fast you need to get there. And I think about when I was your age, and I just didn't give a shit about anything.
Yeah.
And a big part of that was my mom. Whether that was good or not, she made life very easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that bums me out for you that you're so stressed out at your age. But so I like that I've always tried to be that person for you that is fun.
Yeah.
I don't ever want me and you to not be fun.
Yeah.
So I guess my wonder is, like, right when you were graduating high school, which is COVID or not, supposed to be like one of the most exciting times of your life, which it was. I could tell you were having a good time, you know, all the parties and all this stuff. It was like the same week that my mom passed away. And what was, you know, it's kind of a blur for me, but was that hard for you to be around me during all that? Like, or was it weird to, I know there's that one picture of us hugging where like you look as happy as can be and I look like I need to be in an institution. And like, it's just, it was a weird parallel for me to see like you and all your classmates like graduating and like celebrating this big like chapter turning in life where like you're just starting life and there's all these possibilities and like, you know, who knows what's going to happen, but you're young and you're going to take it by the horns. And like on the other end of it, my mom's life just ended, you know, and unexpectedly. And it's like,
Do you feel like you missed out on that
little
monumental time of her? Yeah. Like you
I
couldn't
tried
really-
real hard.
I can do it again if you want. I'm more than happy to.
I tried real hard to, you know, suck it up. I really did. I went to the stuff and I did the things, but
No.
it was tough
Yeah. Yeah.
for sure.
So there's got to be a bit of that where you feel kind of robbed of that.
Yeah, and I
That
felt like
important
I
stuff.
felt bad for her anyways, because like,
Yeah.
what a sorry excuse of a graduation those poor kids got during COVID.
Yeah, dude.
Like she got to like walk across, no guests, like except for a few of us. They got to watch from the fence.
What did that feel like? Because you wait for your whole life. You go to school and you think about, I mean, your graduation day is almost as big as your wedding day. You know,
She
where
got
it's
no
just-
prom. She got no
Yeah.
yearbook. She got
What
no.
was it like the year of the senior for COVID? What was that like?
It was absolutely terrible. Being out of school though, like I learned that, you know, it's whatever. Like I graduated. I got the diploma. Like I'm on to new things. I know not everybody in my class felt that way. Actually, when they heard about what they were going to do, a lot of the parents, they started a Facebook chat and they wanted to do one like in East Park and like have just all the parents. Yep.
Okay.
And have all the parents like, you know, figure something out. We didn't end up doing it because it's like, I don't know. It would have been too much work trying to get how many students. But our graduation, they told us only 4. And I called them. I said, can we have more? And they're like, sure, because it was absolutely stupid. We got to keep our cap and gown, which was used. It was a used one. And we walked to the fence. My counselor said, hey, you're going to do this. You're going to walk up there. And then you're going to take your book. It's empty. You're going to take it, and then you're going to walk off the stage. You're going to take a picture, and then you're going to be handed an envelope of all your stuff, like the little sheet thing. What do you call it? The little that have all the names on it.
Oh, the program?
The program. We got 2 programs and, like, our diploma.
An empty stadium, just walking across an empty stage.
And they had to walk behind a rope.
Like a line at a carnival ride. She walked in, walked across the stage, walked off. It was done.
What did that feel like?
I mean, like I try to have fun with it.
That's so sweet.
They had a video. They were gonna videotape the whole thing live. Who the hell set up the camera? Because it was so far away. And then after like, you know, half of my senior class got through, they decided, you know what? Let's move it a little bit closer so you can see who's walking away. And
they had to sign up for graduation time. Like they just sign up for a block, like 15
of time.
Here, this is when I'm gonna go graduate. Like
like
there
a
was
schedule.
no like big
like this
ceremony.
day and this day.
How do it felt so somber?
And it bummed me out. Like I was like, do we run it again? It went so quick. Do we go through one more time?
Right. Yes.
I mean,
like I only got to see like maybe a couple of my class graduate because they had the same time slot as me.
Weird.
Very weird. Very dumb.
Did you feel sad?
A little bit. I think because it was so weird, I didn't get that rush of like, oh my gosh,
12
we're
years,
old.
13 years.
Yeah, like we're 18-year-olds. What do we do now? No one taught us what to do. I mean, I went to school for 12 years. I still don't know what taxes are or how to buy a house. But hey, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Oh my God, I'm in love with this girl. God.
Like,
let's get together in 15 years and let's talk about some real shit.
okay, I'm down. Yeah, it was, I mean.
do you ever have weird feelings that it's like not really done?
Yeah.
Like you have to go back. Like
Yeah.
there's
like
no
you're still out of
finality there.
perpetual spring break.
Yeah.
Like we left for spring break and never came back. I actually didn't go that Friday. I skipped school, which it wouldn't have mattered anyways. Still not going back. That Friday would have been nothing anyways.
Again, dumb.
Dumb.
That's my favorite
Just
word.
this entire.
Dumb. This is dumb.
The entire 2020 graduation situation was dumb. And I already bought my prom dress and I put a down payment on a tux for my boyfriend and I've never seen him in a suit that fit. So now I don't know what to do with that.
Oh my God, if you're listening to this show, can we please give these kids a prom they deserve?
Right? Someone should throw them a party for sure.
For real. Post graduation
The class of
prom.
2020
prom.
makeup
You guys
prom.
deserve a makeup
You know what
prom.
the worst part is? 2021 students. Oh my God, we had the worst of it. Oh my God. No, you did not. Oh, so sad. You missed the first part of school. No one gives a shit about the first part of school. It's just a bunch of, hey, this is a syllabus of piece of paper you're going to lose or it might be in the edge of your folder by the time you're going to throw out and burn anyways. And,
Man,
but it's like, we
angst.
had college. We like freshmen in college and we had to do all that online too. You got a prom. Sorry you missed a football game. You had
you
3
hear
years
this,
to do it.
underclassmen? Suck it, okay?
Yes.
This
All
is-
of you
suck
2020
it.
graduates suck my foot or something.
Wow.
You ain't shit. You
wow.
ain't never been shit.
God, do you remember the panache?
Yeah. I love to
remember?
watch it.
I know. I just
because she's so sure. You know what I mean? She's
God,
so sure of all
my
of it.
veins are just icy with like, fuck yeah. I remember those days where I was like, ain't nobody got me, man. Ain't nobody got me.
Screw them freshmen. Who are you?
Oh,
Juniors?
God,
You're like in
she's
the
a
middle.
freaking
What?
savage, this girl.
Like, yeah, no one cares about you freshmen. You're like
Listen,
14
we
and
do
you
care about you, freshmen. I'm a sensitive person.
Okay.
My daughter's a freshman. We care about you.
Oh yes,
Sorry.
we love Claire.
I'm happy to say I don't. Screw you
Claire's
freshmen.
an interesting.
freshman.
Her daughter's an interesting 14-year-old though because she's very tall and she's just an interesting.
She looks like a gazelle.
So it's like you forget she's as young as she is till you see her start to do like the 14-year-old. Like you'll catch her in the corner when she thinks no one's looking. She'll be busting out like TikTok dances.
But also, can we talk about something really quick? Because you sound like you've always kind of had a decent work ethic. Like you know, you're no stranger to hard work. You've got man's hands.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. You do not.
I mean, they're actually really tiny, but
you have really beautiful, dainty hands. But anyways, what I'm saying is you're no stranger to hard work. I'm trying to do these home renovations right now, okay? And Claire, my daughter, is 14, and we just renovated her bedroom last year during the Coverona. And that was a lot of work. I did pretty much it all by myself. Painted every wall, laid down new carpet, patched holes. I did an ombre wall. Do you know what that's like? Does anybody know what the hell that is like?
Oh my God.
That is brutal. Do you know what an ombre is?
No,
It's
it's
colors that fade into other colors. So
Okay.
lighter shades that fade into darker shades, etc., etc. It is so hard. Sounds easy, not easy.
Very well. I thought, yeah. I shouldn't say
You
what
thought
I
there was a vicious ombre on there?
I just thought maybe it sounded like a VIP section at a really cool Mexican
Ooh, I
restaurant.
do. Ooh, seat you over
wanna
in the
sit by
ombre wall.
Damn right I do.
Yeah, you're damn right. So, anyways, we're doing these home renos, and we're creating a new kind of hangout space for Claire, and trying to keep that kid on task, trying to coach a 14-year-old. I'm also trying to teach this kid how to drive right now, because holy hell, as if life weren't hard enough already, you can now, for the low price of whatever money is, teach your child driver's ed at home. They don't even have to go to driver's ed. You get to homeschool
Really?
your kid, teach them driver's ed.
Ugh.
I'm like, all right, cool. I've never been through driver's ed. I guess I'll learn along with. I could do this. I taught Ethan how to drive. I taught Ethan how Kyle how to drive stick. I got this. I'm patient. That's fine. But also trying to teach her in the parallel universe of the workforce and trying to teach her how to stay on task and do this painting and shit. It is brutal. How do you do it? What do I do? I can't handle it. We're gonna die. It's a lot. Why don't kids want to work, Taylor? Why don't you guys want to do stuff at 14? Was this
Why
a
do you
thing?
get so teenager at 14?
Why are you teenager at 14?
I think a lot of it is like you feel more adult, and that like you're trying to branch out and do things by yourself, and you don't really care. I guess it's more like friends or everything. You're just trying to find out like where you fit in.
Yeah.
Mentally, it's at that stage in your life, you know, there's the stages or whatever, Maslow or Montague or Pavlov, I don't know. Some scientists did something about emotions.
I'm into it.
And a lot of the times when you're 14, you just kind of want to, and you like can get your permit. It's like you feel a lot
She's
older
got her
than you
permit
are.
yesterday.
Yep, you feel a lot older than you
Yeah.
are, and you feel like you can do more. And a lot of parents, I mean,
But why
I'm
is
not
she
going to
late?
parent, and I'm not telling anyone I'm a parent or anything, but a lot of parents are like, you're still like my child, and they don't feel 14. They feel 16, 17, and they're not.
Yeah.
I know I felt that way, and I just wanted to, like, I don't know, kind of
You
be
were like-
alone and find my own
You were like my
thing.
buddy from like 9 to 14.
Yeah.
Like we were just buddies. And like all of a sudden she turned 14 and she's just like, nothing's cool. You're definitely not cool.
Yeah,
This
I'm
isn't
not.
cool."
I am officially not cool,
Like,
which
this
is
isn't-
fine.
this
I
isn't-
never.
They
claimed to
grow
be.
out of it eventually.
I never claimed to be.
I'm cool again.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes, you have.
one day
You've definitely claimed to be.
I know I'm cool. I've never. I know I'm the coolest parent ever. She's gonna figure it out.
Oh yeah.
She
Come
knows
on.
it. She's just stubborn.
Right.
I'm not I don't know what I am. I am a mess. You know what Claire told me tonight? She's like, we were talking about feelings. We do that. And she said, I gotta be honest. And I was like, fuck. I just really hate it when you cry. And I was like, but not like in a sweet, like, oh, mom, I hate to see you cry. It's like I said, oh, I could tell by the way she said it that it was like not where I thought it was going to go. And I was like, so is it like the sound or is it like the sniffling or the cadence of my voice? And she's just like, I think it's the noise. And like, it really is like, and then she goes, but I know you need to do it. And so I just let you do it. And I was just like,
it's real off-putting to me though. If you could,
yeah,
get a hold on
okay.
that.
Well, I hate
That's
it.
so 14.
I know.
That's so incredibly
I know,
14.
I know. But
do you remember when we had Rachel and she said that her kid said that she didn't like it when she cried because she looked ugly?
Yes, that's what I thought of. I immediately thought of Rachel today when
You're just a lot less attractive when you're sad. It'd be nice.
Yeah, you do. Oh, you know what else she
Soften that
said?
up
She's
a
like,
little.
and then when you like try to hide it from me that you've been crying and you come into my room and you try to talk to me and your voice is all nasally and stuffy. I hate that too.
You want to get your shit together a little more before you approach my door?
Yeah, Mom, do you think you could get your shit together?
Oh man.
I was like, all right, noted.
See, you know what you should do?
Whatever.
You should like write down these horribly like mean, insensitive things that she says to you when you're 14, when she's 14, and then show them to her when she's 18 and be like, do you see how you used to treat me? When you
Yeah.
Like make a coffee table book.
That's genius. The shitty things you used to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coffee table book by the Musmans. I love that. That's a genius idea. Great idea. Or give it to her when her daughter turns 14 for her coffee table.
Right.
Just pass it down. Just keep adding to it.
Yeah,
So
empty pages.
Be a family heirloom.
Volume 2, volume 3.
Of all the shitty 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
Shitty stuff.
Claire says she's never gonna have kids, so I don't know. I hope she gets blessed with a real shit bag. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what every parent wants.
No. Do we? Yes. So yeah. That's what's going on. And I just wanted just some intel on the life and the mind of a poised 18-year-old.
A cynical 18-year-old she's like, I hope no one gets mad. She said, because I laugh at really dark, like sad stuff. And I was like, nah, you're coming into the room with.
I thought you were going to go the other direction about what we talked about before we came here.
What are you talking
I have a
about?
tendency to make fun of.
Yeah, she's an OCD bully. She said that she like whenever she hears someone with a funny laugh, she like mocks their laugh right away, like subconsciously without realizing she's doing it. And she
And then I
says
realized
she does the same thing to people with accents. She said she went to a Subway and there was a Mexican lady working the Subway, and the lady was like, "Oh, welcome to Subway," and she's like, "Oh, I have a ham sandwich, huh?" I'm like, immediately went, "Oh, I'm a piece of shit."
Oh
Like,
my God.
She has no control over it.
I don't. It was so bad. And then of course, I threw my friend Courtney under the bus and said she knows Spanish because she was taking
then the lady
Spanish
went,
in
"Oh,
high
do you
school.
speak Spanish?" And she went, "No, she does.
Oh my God.
She's got some evil in her."
That's a terrible tick.
It's terrible.
That's a terrible tick.
Because like sometimes I feel bad because I'll do it too much and then like I'll laugh at it, but sometimes I'll
She did it to the
take
TV.
word.
That's how it came up. We were literally watching wrestling, and one of the wrestlers laughed after one of his interviews, and she looked up from her phone and went at the TV. It was like, he can't hear you, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's a problem. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so if you hear an echo, it's me. I'm just making fun of your ticks, your
So,
little wimps.
I'm a softie, but I've always had a pretty tough exterior when it comes to being like made fun of, right? And I got made fun of a lot. The only times my feelings have ever been deeply, deeply hurt is when somebody has mocked the sound of my laugh. Like where it's just like where they made me feel like because it's one of the most vulnerable moments that you can have.
Oh yeah.
Her and Melissa ripped me up for my Tigger laugh.
You were laughing about it though.
Yeah, it was. They were trying to get me to do the I laugh kind of like Tigger from Pooh when my real true laugh when something's funny, and like they were trying to get me to do it, and I was laughing and I was trying my best to not laugh that way, so it came off like real psychopathic. I was like like for like 10 minutes, and just like they weren't gonna get me to do it, but then they got one out of me and they made fun of me and made me feel bad.
That's great.
That's okay. I got weird. Everyone's got weird laughs based on how funny something is.
I realized the other day that I was thinking about like different styles of comedy. Someone had said like, oh, wow, there's these different types of comedians. You know, I'm like, well, what am I? I was like, well, I'm pretty self-deprecating.
Yeah.
I started thinking about all my bits, and I'm like, well, I'm like really self-deprecating, like, wow, like every joke. And then I'm like, oh, I'm making fun of myself first so everyone else can't. This is a defense mechanism. That's cute. At least I'm getting paid for it.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you're making money off of
Yeah.
your biggest insecurities. Isn't that amazing?
If you're going to regularly express toxic behavior, you should find a way to monetize it, I feel like.
That's really, all joking aside, it's really insightful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
That's kind of what I do.
You're so smart.
I know.
I said it here. That's
You
your
did
one
on there.
That's the one for a week.
compliment.
You get one.
Tiff's weekly on air compliment. We need buttons with different like sounders like that.
We
Like,
do. Yeah. Oh God.
don't get used to it.
Oh, this is a fun episode.
Yeah, it feels good to be back.
Yeah.
What do you think, Taylor? Did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
Thanks for sharing
Thanks
your
for
story
yeah.
with us.
You're very articulate.
I know.
Oh wow, and humble.
Yeah.
I know.
I didn't expect you to come off so smart.
What else did you expect? And how could you expect anything less?
Yeah, well, you know.
I think he just called you stupid. We gotta go.
I'm pretty. You want to fight? We got some. Those are fighting words. We got room
I'm
here.
not saying you aren't smart. I'm just saying you just don't come off that way too often. Till next week, guys. No, I'm kidding.
I know.
Oh.
I'll get
I
you back
kid.
once.
I kid.
All right.
Tag it.
Well, Justin, good to see your face again back here in the studio.
You too.
Good to see Joe's flowing mullet. That was one of the very first things I saw from 3 blocks away.
You would think that like
It was incredible.
something like a big set of headphones would deter, but it just like
It's
such a good mullet that
it's
everything
like
just
crowning
enhances.
a majestic unicorn. It's like the crown on the unicorn's mane.
It's
I mean,
just-
look at him.
It's a true
Look at him.
privilege
He is
to
something.
be in its presence.
In its presence, as in the mullet.
Yes,
Yes.
not Joe like he's a creature.
I mean,
He's a human.
I
How
called
did
man.
I
that
called him a
come back?
unicorn. So like, I mean,
Of all the 80s
She'll be
things,
in.
how did a mullet come back?
'Cause
I don't know,
it's
man.
impressive.
So many people my age have mullets.
I
and they
saw a
think it's
kid today.
great.
Oh God, it was unfortunate. He was 2, and it was just kind of like one of these, lower privileged families or whatever. And like you could totally tell this kid gave himself a haircut, and his mom tried to fix it with the mullet, but he had like super straight hair, and it was like Lloyd Christmas style, like the bang
no.
situation.
A bullet.
Shaved sides. It's a bullet. Shaved sides with like some janky ass lines in it, and then it was like all different lengths and stuff in the back, but bone straight hair, not like a flowy
Yeah.
curl masterpiece like Joe
Right.
Malone. Okay, we're talking straight arrow,
Like the Nelson brothers.
Yuck. Yeah.
There's another 80s reference. Taylor Brothers.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, get with it, kid. You
You
don't
get with it.
Don't get with that one. Though.
No, there's some things you just shouldn't
yeah,
get
don't
with.
get with it.
No.
Anyway, well, let's come back next week. What do you say?
We'll try it. We'll keep trying this crazy stuff we're doing.
I guess. Oh yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
It's always a good time
Always
to have such a bad time with you guys.
appreciate you. Listen though, until then.
Hang in there, guys.